Yo, what's good everybody? It's your girlfriend Chanel here, and today I'm back reviewing my 10 most recent duels in Geoguessr. These are all going to be moving duels, and I wanted to say, don't roast my opponents. You can only roast me here because we're trying to keep a friendly environment, but feel free to roast me and tell me any metas that I missed in any of these duels, or if you want to be nice, tell me any nice guesses that I had in each of these rounds. I think this time, since I've done this video once before, I'm not going to put any words or something on the screen the whole time with things that I missed. I felt very clunky kind of watching it back, and there's too much information there. So we're just gonna go over at the end, I'll put on the screen a summary of the things I need to work on or region guessing I need to do more. So I'll just be kind of talking through maybe my thought process from each of these duels and what I think my opponent's thought process was if I saw that they had a really good guess. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Alright, this is the first duel that we're reviewing today. It's a moving duel on an informed world. So round one, I guessed in Russia, so I was in the right country, but we were a little bit more northeast of where I was, and by a little bit more, I mean 2,000 points away. So I feel like Russian region guessing is definitely something that I need to work on. I feel like I've been dreading and avoiding learning antennas and stuff for a long time, but it seems like maybe that is the way to go if I want to get better at region guessing in Russia. So something to definitely add to the list there. Round two looks like we were in Germany. I was a little bit more middle, but we were a little bit more towards the eastern border. So let's watch the replay of what I thought here. Because I got the right country, I know, but I think I just did a little spin around. I looked and I was like, I know it's Germany because the bollards plonking in the middle. Alright, so I think what I could have done better there is probably not insta-guess. I feel like my style for Geoguessr Duels is to guess very quickly once I know the country, because I think I'm still at the level where most of the time people are getting the country right, but not everybody knows region guessing for every single country, me included. I feel like I know region guessing for a few countries because of these videos I've been making, but I know I have a lot of room to improve and, relearning and memorizing the metas that I've learned so far. So I'm still a little bit of an insta-plonker, but yeah, I think that was kind of my issue here. Alright, round three, I guessed in Luxembourg, and it was in France, and my opponent got really close in France, so I actually want to see both of our points of view, why did I think Luxembourg here, why did they think France here, and maybe see how I could have done better in this round. So round three, we're going to go with my point of view first to see kind of why I guessed in Luxembourg. So I do a little spin around, I'm looking at the trees, I got blue on the blur front of the car, moving down the road. I think I see yellow on the license plates, which is what made me think Luxembourg. I feel like that exists in a lot of countries kind of surrounding France, but of course people could have just been visiting France and driven over. So that was probably why I guess Luxembourg there, I'm guessing. I'm gonna go look at what my opponent saw, because perhaps they saw better information, and of course, because I guessed second, they had more time than me. Alright, they see the yellow license plates too. Okay, they went in a different direction. They see the French here, domaine, to something, but they already moved away, so I can't read the rest of it. Going down the road. Alright, I put the pressure with the timer on. They see the French. Going a little bit down the road. Yeah, I mean, I think they just saw the French and went France, so I could have definitely taken more time there and not assumed it was Luxembourg because of the license plates there. I did not see the language because I went in a different direction, so that was my mistake there. Alright, round four. Ooh, I can already tell that round four is me just recognizing it as Indonesia, but being I have no clue where we are in Indonesia. So region guessing Indonesia, definitely need to add that to my review list for sure. Alright, round five. I think this was a pretty decent guess. I know it's only 3.77, but I feel the vibes were New Mexico, but we were in Arizona. So I think that is okay to score there. Ooh, this one I gotta look at because I guessed in Russia, but we were in Kazakhstan. So maybe I missed a truck meta or something, or a sign. We're gonna look at both of our points of view here because I definitely could have gotten the right country maybe, but I went wrong country here. Okay, I'm down the road. Okay, I see the white truck. I feel the white truck should have instantly gave me, upon further review, Kazakhstan, because I was getting vibes of Eastern, I don't know. And we see Cyrillic here. So it's like, oh, of course, Cyrillic, it has to be Russian, but no. I should have taken the truck into account because that's screaming Kazakhstan to me right now. So I know Kazakhstan region guessing is something that I still have to learn, but I somehow missed that information when I submitted my guess. So that was on me. Let's see what my opponent thought, and I think they got a pretty okay region guess. They were in 4,000. Okay, they go down the road. They see the Cyrillic on the left side there. They see the truck here. Okay, so definitely thinking Kazakhstan. Okay, now they see the front of the truck and more of the truck. Okay, they definitely found better information than me and went a different direction, but I think the truck gave away a lot about the country and I somehow completely like misremembered or ignored it. They're finding a lot more signage than I did. Okay. Kind of looking around at all the signage and everything. Seeing the gas stations. Maybe that's a regional gas station. I don't know. Oh, and the sign says .kz. Well, that'll do it. So they definitely found better information than me and got a better guess. They were at least in the right country and I was very far away. So definitely adding Kazakhstan region guessing to my study list. All right, last but not least, we have round 7. I think I recognized it was Brazil and I kind of just like insta-plunked it in Goiás, but it was in Minas Gerais. So let's take a look and see if I missed things that could have helped me determine like what state/region of Brazil we were in. Okay, well, it seems that this was an insta-plonk round. We'll take a little quick look again. Okay, I think I just saw Rua on like the little symbol at the start, like the street thing over here on the left. I think I saw Pare on the road, the red dirt, and all those clues together made me just guess Brazil. I could have done a better region guess if I took like any more seconds to like think about it, but I just like kind of wanted to send it in Brazil and it worked out in the end, so that is okay there. All right, moving on to game 2, we have another moving duel. All right, round 1. Round 1 of our second duel. We were in Austria, and I guess kind of just more in the middle, but we were a little bit more southern, so maybe Austrian region guessing I should add on my list, although 4.5 is still a pretty good score, even though I was not in the right region. All right, Indonesia region guessing, definitely need to add it to my list again. I think I just sent near Jakarta, and it was in the Sulawesi's, which is something I feel like I could have gotten. This one, I guess in La Rioja, I think, or kind of just over the border in the Catamarca province, and we were in Salta. Okay, but it was not bad. 3.8 is okay. Let's see, Kenya region guessing, definitely need to add that to my list. This was Italy. I think let me go into this round and click it, because I just recorded a video that was like Italian region guessing, and I think this is like an okay region guess, so not great, and I could have done better here. I'm gonna play it. All right. So I think I just saw the coastal water, and I'm like making me vibe more southern Italy. I probably shouldn't have committed so hard to like the like tip of the boot of the Italy side, since we're more inland, but yeah, I think I just saw like the water and I was like, the water and the trees just made me think more southern Italy. Going down the road, seeing the blue and blue license plates, not really seeing any city names, so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go there. Okay, but we were a little bit more inland here, so that is okay there. This is, okay, ooh. Thailand region guessing, definitely need to re-review that at some point. I think recently in duels I've just been sending near Bangkok, which I know is bad because like I recognize Thailand from like, you know, the holy poles and stuff like that. But I've learned region guessing here before and I should do it again because clearly I am not guessing in the right region, but didn't lose too many points there. I lost like, what, like 1,500? I could have done better though. Ooh, okay, Nigeria. I think this is a really good guess. I'm also low-key and gonna go through some of my really good guesses if I get them, because I want to see like what I noticed so I can like notice it again for next time. I know mostly this video is gonna be going over my bad guesses or the guesses that could have been better, but this one seems to be really, really close. So I want to see what I saw. Okay, follow car, follow police truck. We have a sign that says City Hospital, McCurdy. Okay, I knew it was Nigeria from the follow car, and then I saw it says City Hospital, McCurdy, so I was like, that must be a city name, and then even at this zoom level, I found McCurdy. So that was like, just like a lot of information. That was good information, and because the other person guessed first, I was able to take my time and scan the map for it. Alright, this is round 8, Ulaanbaatar. Ooh, 4.9 again. Let's take a look at this round. Alright, let's see. Yep, I just looked at the roof rack of the car and I was like, plonk, capital. I know Mongolia region guessing is something I need to work on though, because I think I often just do capital plonk, and I know that it's not too difficult to learn like the car differences and the roof rack differences for region guessing within Mongolia. So definitely something to add. Let's see. This was South Africa. Okay, South Africa, big country. I don't think it's one of my worst countries, but I don't think it's one of my best ones either. It's kind of in the middle there for me. So I'm gonna say that like this was an okay-ish guess. Could have been better. Okay, we're both pretty close here. We're in Norway, kind of vibing southern, 4.7, 4.8. This is England. I kind of went more near Birmingham, but it was more closer to like London, northeast of it. And then last but not least, this was Thailand again, and then I just guessed near Bangkok, and it was just happened to be closer to there. But I know that I need to work on my Thailand region guessing again because I've learned it before, and I can't spam just the capital every time for that country. So definitely need to re-review it. All right, we have game 3. Game 3, another moving duel. Okay, let's go. All right, so round 1, we were in kind of near Toronto, and let's see how I found out it was Toronto here. I think I just like looked around. I see like, oh, like a lot of like green grass and stuff. Center, okay. I think I saw a Canadian flag at the very start, I'm pretty sure. I'm seeing a stop sign, but nothing like arrêts or anything on it. What am I thinking here? No like green on the license plates or anything, because I think if it was like, if there's green on the license plates, it would be like Alberta or maybe Sask or something. So I didn't think it was like Western. See the Canadian flag there, so we're for sure in Canada. Yeah, just plonked it right there. I feel like I was like also thinking probably like it looks like it could be like, you know, Pennsylvania, New York, Michigan, like someplace like north or Midwest of the US, but since we saw a lot of Canadian flags and not the green license plates and no like maximum sign or anything that indicated any other region, kind of just went near Toronto there. And in round 2, seems like I got a pretty good region guess here. Okay, we see the sign, we see Spanish. And I think I just saw the octagonal pole and I was like, we're going in CDMX. So it worked out for me there. No notes. All right. Last game I ate and left no crumbs. This time I definitely left a bunch of crumbs because I went wrong country a couple times, I think, in this one. So let's look at the breakdown. Okay, I guessed in Oman and we were in the UAE. So I know that something I have to learn is the difference between all the trucks in like Oman, UAE, Qatar, and Jordan. Definitely just being able to tell the differences between all the trucks in those countries. I need to add that to my review list for sure. If you have any tips on being able to differentiate between the trucks in like the different countries, like in between, you know, Oman, UAE, Qatar, and Jordan, then definitely let me know down below because it's definitely something I struggle with. Okay, Turkey region guessing for sure has to be added to the list. I don't know how it wasn't added before, or probably it has been added before. It's just something I need to work on, and I haven't gotten around to it yet. Okay, Russia region guessing. I think has already been said. This is not a good region guess, but we got 4.2, so it's like not bad either. 4.8, mainland Malay. That was pretty okay. Ooh, okay. Let's take a look at this one. Both in my view and my opponent's view, I guessed in Mexico, so I think I just went in CD Mex, but my opponent got a really good score in Nayarit, I think, so want to see if there's anything they notice. I think there's like that black tar like middle line thing that's in Nayarit maybe, so maybe they got further down the road and saw that, or they saw a sign, but either way, let's see. I go down the road, I see kind of like the vegetation, the octagonal poles. I see the political sign. I'm thinking, okay, probably Mexico here. Do I have any other region guessing clues? Don't see any that I know. You see governor candidate. Kind of just plonking in CD Mex, so that way, in case they submit a guess, I at least have something down, because there's been times before like where I've like submitted in the last second or two and it hasn't submitted. So we're going down the road. I'm not really looking at a lot of the information. I feel like I could have been looking at the signs a little bit more, maybe like the like what's actually like on the road. I'm kind of just like looking forward, not like around me and like my situation. Okay. I think I'm going to look at my opponent's view now because they got a really good region guess. I want to see, like, maybe was there, like, a sign that I should have seen? Did they go in a different direction? Was there, like, a meta I missed, like a pull top or something like that? Okay. They see that sign there. They're going down the road. And it says Nayarit over here. Okay. So I definitely missed that. That is definitely a big region of Mexico. That was just information that I didn't see. So I could have done better scanning for information is what I think I'm gathering from this, because I did not see that it said Nayarit there. And yeah, that's where they guessed and that's where it was. So that is just me not being able to find that information in time and submitting my guess before I knew. But yeah. All right. So that was a good region guess by my opponent there. Okay, let's see. All right, round 6. I guessed near Quebec City, and we're in Montreal. Let me see what I found, because I wasn't too close, TBH. I think I could have been closer. All right, I look around, I'm like, okay, US or Canada, because of the double yellow. I think I saw on that bus sign it said meters instead of miles, so that's probably why I went Canada here. Oh, I see on the sign it says accepter livraison locale. So like in French it says like only like local deliveries or something. So I'm like, oh, we're probably in like French speaking Canada. We were a little bit closer to Montreal, I guess in Quebec. I think that's like a fine guess. I think that was just like a little bit of like a rush is why I didn't get better. And then last but not least, round 7. This one, definitely want to take a look at both my guess and my opponent's guess, because I went in Mexico, and my opponent went in Northern Orange, and it was Northern Orange. So it was a huge misplay by me. All right, let's see what I looked at. Okay, kind of spinning around, seeing a lot of the bollards, seeing the Spanish language, and being like, okay, probably like North America, South America somewhere. Double yellow middle. No Mexico poles though, so I feel like probably should not have gone Mexico here. Oh, and on the right, let me go back a second, hold on. I think I just saw like a very large pole. If I can see it again. All right, here on the right side, that is screaming orange to me right now. Of course, this is, you know, hindsight is 2020 upon further reflection, but definitely missed that. Should have at least told me the right country, even if I didn't get the right region, but I think I just, like, did not notice that, and I was like, I don't know where we are. So that is something that I missed in the duel that I'm noticing now in review. Okay. I think I'm going to go to my opponent's view and see what they saw, because I'm sure they noticed a lot more orange clues than I did. All right, they're looking around. Oh, okay, hold on. We're gonna zoom back a second because I just saw something. All right, pausing right here, looking at the car behind me, which I didn't look at the car behind me. This is my opponent looking at the car behind us. But there's a license plate with a black dot in the middle and a white blur. That is a ARG license plate. If I had seen that, I probably would have gone ARG, but definitely information I miss. So it seems like I just didn't grasp the information well in this round. There's an ARG pole that I know, ARG plate. Definitely things that should have at least told me the right country, because that was a blunder on my part in going Mexico. Did they find any other information to help them better region guess? Or was it kind of just like the general ARG clues? I want to see another poll on the left. That's an ARG poll that I missed. Now they're kind of going in the same direction that I did, but they have the better information off the start with the car license plate. And I think probably taking the time to notice all the polls and stuff around them. And then it says something here, Delerma. I don't know if that is like a city or something. Kind of just vibing Northern Arge. Perfectly fine guess. All right. Well, that was on me for not noticing those Arge country-specific clues beforehand. I definitely know them now upon review, so I don't think I need to like re-review them. I think I just need to have more game spatial awareness, you know? All right, this is the 5th duel. So looks like round 1. We were in Finland. I got 4.5, which I think is a pretty okay region guess. I could have been a little bit better, a little bit further north. I guess a little bit north of Mexico City here in round 2, but we're in Guanajuato. Okay, so not horrible, but not great. India is definitely a place where I need to learn the pull tops again. I know I've learned it before, but sometimes I try to just like find a language so much that I ignore all the other information around me. And there's often times where I'm in like a roll around or someplace like far away from a city where I don't really have any signage or language or anything. So I think definitely adding like India like pull tops to my list, because that'll help me massively in rounds where I don't have a lot of information. Right, this is round 4. We were near Sucre in Bolivia. Okay, 4.8 by me. All right, Hungary, Romania, this is kind of just me hedging for both, I think. So Hungary region guessing is something I think I need to learn eventually, but I don't think it's a huge priority for me right now because there's definitely countries I have that are weaker. So that is okay there. This one, Russian region guessing, I know I need to add very far, right country, wrong region. This was, we're in Brazil. Okay, where did I guess? I think I guessed in Sergipe, and then we were in Bahia. Okay. This was Ecuador. Okay, Ecuador is definitely one of those countries where I just like central plonk once I know it's Ecuador. So I think I need to add Ecuadorian region guessing to my list for sure, because I do get it decently a lot in duels. All right, this round I guessed in, I think, Madhya Pradesh, and we were in Nepal actually, so that was the wrong country there. So maybe a video or like a map I need to study in the future is like an India-Nepal 50-50. I know Nepal coverage is fairly new, so I feel like learning maybe like the copyright years will really help me here, or the differences like in the languages between like, you know, southern Nepal and like northern India. So that's definitely something I need to add on my list. All right, Vietnam region guessing, I'm not really great at. I kind of just feel like if I see like more mountains, I go north generally, and if more city, I go south. But I don't know how true that is, or if I've just been like kind of lucky every time that I've gone with that like instinct. But we got 4.2, so not bad there. And then last but not least, I guess in New York, and we were in New York. Let me see this round actually. All right. Because we were like in the right state, but we got like 800 points away. So speed limit, of course, pointing you towards the US. Look twice, save a life. Okay. Looking at the trucks. Okay, I think I saw the dark yellow license plates, like 2 of them, and I was like, that's a New York plate right there. Of course, people can travel, but multiple plates in the same home, I was like, probably New York plate. So I think that's just why I went in New York there. All right, Duel 6. All right, Duel 6. Wow. Both of us got 4.9 here. I think this was one of those rounds. I'm going to take a look again. Where I think I actually took some time to like look at information and stuff like that. Okay. We're looking around. We're looking at the signs. I'm looking at the political sign for U.S. Congress. Don't know who it is though, so I didn't know what state it was. It says Maine on the sign, so I'm like, okay, probably in Maine. Feeling like a Northeast vibe for sure, so I'm like, there could be multiple places named Maine, like a city named Maine, but I know that the state named Maine and like the vibe of the Northeast, probably in the state. Junction 115. And then I think this says Portland, Augusta, which I know are 2 cities in Maine, on this truck right here, this car right here, so that's kind of why I just plonked it near Portland, and yeah, that's kind of why I went there. Alright, this was probably just like a Sri Lanka capital plonk once I saw the language. 4.6 is pretty good. 4.4, Norway. Could have done better, but at least I vibed like southern Norway. I think I often have more issues when it's region guessing like really far north. Like I've gone like, you know, right above Finland before in Norway. So I think learning to region guess or identify at least like what's like up here would definitely help me. But not in this round. It doesn't seem like it affected me too bad. This one, Mexico, I guess near CDMX, but we were in Zacatecas. This one, I guess southern India, but we're in Sri Lanka, so I want to take a look at both what me and my opponent saw here, because I went wrong country here. Okay. I spin around. I look at the language. I think that I'm gonna oops, nope. I think that the language on the sign, I wasn't sure if it was Sri Lankan, like Sinhalese, or if it was like, you know, a language that's found in southern India. I feel like the language on the bottom in yellow definitely screams like more Sri Lanka to me. But I think I got the language in the red, like rectangle, I thought seemed more like angular, for lack of a better word, and more like southern India to me. But it's possible that Sri Lanka also just has multiple languages on the sign. But that's why I went southern India, I think, here. And yeah, I kind of just like insta-plonked it there. But I wasn't too far, so it wasn't bad, but I was wrong country, of course. And then let's see what my opponent saw. They went down the road. They're going to go in the same direction I did. Seeing like the houses. Seeing the language on the sign. Yeah, seeing the same sign. And getting the correct assumption that it was Sri Lanka here. Okay. Or not assumption, correct like knowledge / guess. I didn't know it was Sri Lanka here, but they knew. Alright, round 6, I guessed in Peru. And I was not that close, so 3.7. Definitely I can add Peru region guessing to my list, because Peru's a large country, and I feel like even when I can identify Peru, when I guess like North or South Peru, or like, you know, whatever, like near the mountains or whatever, I often just like am wrong with my instincts. So I want to take a look at what I saw, and maybe did I just like insta-plonk Peru because I saw a sign? Yeah, I think I just saw the black and white on the right under that little like construction man sign, and I was like, we're going in Peru, and that is why I went there. But I don't know region guessing there really yet, so I feel like even with more time, I don't know how helpful it would have been unless it had like a big city name or something. And in round 7, oof. Okay, let's take a look at this one. I win in Alabama, and we were near Ontario, so don't know why I went Alabama here. It feels entirely too cold to be Alabama. Like the signs also like feel very like Canadian, like those blue street signs. I just don't know why I went Alabama here. Like I could not tell you what I was thinking. Yeah, that was just, I think that's just skill issue. Honestly, like I have no notes of things to add to my list. That is just me being unskilled there. Taking the L, whatever you will. Let's see what my opponent looked at though, because I got a pretty good guess off the start. 613. Oh, I think there's a little maple leaf on that sign. So maybe they know region guessing in Canada. Maybe they know like area codes, but I think the maple leaf kind of just gave away that it was Canada there. So that was good information that they found. Information I did not find. I think I just had a womp womp skill issue there because I was doing pretty okay the rest of the duel, but yeah, I don't know why I went Alabama here. I could not tell you. All right, another duel here, I think against the same person. So Brazil region guessing definitely needs some work. Definitely needs some work again. Maybe the tale of this battle. All right, Mexico region guessing is something that I've been working on, so 4.3 is okay here. This one is just me, I think, going mainland Malay, but it was like further north. This one was an incorrect country, so let's take a look at this one because it looks like we both went in Czech Republic, but it was Croatia. I'm gonna go with my view first. Go another road. I think I just saw the language on the sign and I was like, I'm not sure like what language it is. Scola. I think I just missed a bunch of signs on the left. If I was like back in the duel with this knowledge now, of course, like, you know, not knowing it's Croatia, but like I think I would have taken more time to look at the signage and stuff around me because I'm kind of just zooming down the road here and that doesn't really seem the most helpful. Like I'm going more rural, away from the information, away from a bunch of the signs and stuff. A blue fire hydrant, which I don't know how helpful that is. I don't know if Czech Republic even has this much like mountains of like where I guess, so yeah, I think that was just like a bad guess by me, but let's see what my opponent looked at too. Okay, language on the trash bins. I definitely can look more at trash bins. I feel like they have so much information in most countries, like they tell you at least like a region or like a city name in a lot of places, or like a state if you're in the US perhaps. They're taking more time to look at like the cities and like the streets and everything. Yeah, I think that I could have done better here just taking more time to look at my surroundings. I kind of just like tunneled down the road and like didn't really like, you know, look left and right at like what I had around me. So that's just like a womp womp skill issue for me there. All right, round 6. Oof. Definitely need to work on my Indonesia region guessing. I don't think I'm quite ready to learn my Kabupaten. I know. That is something that could help me really improve my Indonesia game, but that is simply too much information for me at this current level. So I'm just trying to get better vibes for Indonesia region guessing, you know? Alright, Turkey region guessing definitely needs to be added to the list. 3.6 is not great. And then here, Mexico region guessing. I feel like I had Mexico a lot in this duel. But I went near Mexico City and it was in Oaxaca. So could have been better there, but not horrible. Alright. Duel 8, I think this is our third one against the same person, but like the first one in the order of the 3 when I was doing the duels, with the third one that we're reviewing today. So round 1, we have Germany, kind of just went like middle Germany, could have been a little bit more north. This one, I guess in southeastern Germany, but we were a little bit more northwestern near Siegen. Round 3, India, I know I need to learn like pull tops and like languages better because it's a little bit difficult for me. Round 4, okay, Panama, Costa Rica, let's take a look at this. I think I definitely want to do like a Panama, Costa Rica 50-50 map because I feel like the truck metas seem really similar to me, but I know that there's going to be differences. So let's see what I saw. I think I just saw the truck and the little like coil thing at the top and I was like, all right, I'm going to plonk it in Panama. But I think before Costa Rica coverage dropped, that was like the only truck with this kind of coil thing. But I think they used like a similar truck in Costa Rica too. So let's see if my opponent found anything with their extra time that they had. They also saw the coil in the truck. They're moving a little bit down the road. See language on the sign in Spanish. Moving a little bit down, seeing this big sign right here. It says San Ramon. I don't know if San Ramon is like a city or a region maybe of Costa Rica. I haven't really studied anything about Costa Rica yet. Oh, there's a Ramon right here in Costa Rica. Oh, nope, it says San Ramon, and that's a big city here. Okay, so that's just me not knowing the city and being able to tell the difference between Costa Rica and Panama yet, but definitely something that I'm going to study in the future. All right, round 5, South Korea, Daejeon. I remember this one I saw an area code, but I couldn't remember what it was. So need to re-review my South Korean area codes because I think that is one of the big ways to study metas there. Ooh, let's take a look at this one. I guessed the wrong country here for sure. I went in Ukraine and it was Bulgaria, so let's see what the vibes are. I think I just saw the red blur on the back of the car and I just thought Ukraine, because for some reason I just like have that in my head, that like red blur on the car plus like Cyrillic language equals Ukraine, but we were in Bulgaria, so yeah, I think I just saw that and I was like, okay, we're in Ukraine. But I think more often than not, when there's like a Cyrillic language and English, then we are in Bulgaria. I know it could like have the multilingual signs in Ukraine too, but I think that more often means Bulgaria. So is there a city called Krum here? There is. So that's just also me not knowing that city, but that is okay. Let's see what my opponents saw, because they also got a pretty good region guess within the country, in addition to getting the right country right. Okay, they're looking around at the cars, at the trash bin, the stop sign, the stuff on the pole. Yeah, I think I just got better vibes there. So that is a womp womp skill issue for me. Assuming the red blur meant Ukraine and then also seeing the multilingual sign and thinking that was Ukraine, but more often than not that was Bulgaria. So that was a misinterpretation of the information for me, and that was a good region guess by my opponent. So hats off to them. All right, round 7. I got a pretty okay region guess in Nigeria. We were both in Saskatchewan. Okay. Pretty good guesses by both of us there. And then, wow, round 9. My middle plonking in Spain did not work. We were all the way north in Spain, so definitely need to add Spain region guessing to my list. I just did like Italian or Italy region guessing like a couple days ago. So Spain will also be added to the list there. All right, 9th duel. Spain region guessing, mentioned already, needs some work. We can see that here. Ooh, wrong country. I went Botswana and it was South Africa. I think from how close I am to the border, I'm pretty sure I was not sure if it was Botswana or South Africa. So maybe I need to do Botswana region guessing because I feel like I haven't done that yet. Also South Africa region guessing, or like a Botswana, South Africa 50-50 map might help me here. But I can definitely tell that I was hedging for both by where I guess. Round 3, Turkey region guessing. Already know that's an issue for me. Round 4, Indonesia region guessing. Wow. I kind of just want to see what my opponent guessed here. Like, they had such a good guess here. I'm not even going to look at my perspective. I already know that I just, like, plonked in the middle and was bad there, so. All right. Let's see what they look at. Because I feel like you can learn a lot from, like, seeing how your opponent thinks and what they look at, even if you're not, like, talking to them or whatever. But they got a really good region guess here. So I'm, like, really impressed. Because I'm not so great with Turkey region guessing. Oh, there's a sign that they passed. Are they going to go back to it? Nope, they keep going forward. Okay, so we see a lot of, like, buildings and stuff. Ooh, there is information on the sign that I did not find. Well, I know we're for sure in Turkey, but maybe that information on the sign had, like, a area or region of Turkey that I just did not know. And my opponent did. I think it had a city name there, no? Yeah, I think it said Nevsta here on the trash bin. Let me go back a little bit. Yeah, it says it right there at the top. So hats off to my opponent for finding that information. I was not able to find it, but that really helped with their region guess, and they got almost the 5K. So that is super, super cool. All right, and last but not least, round 6, got out region guess in the Philippines, which, wow, that is super impressive because I'm like, Philippines is one of my top 3 countries, and I'm not saying by any means that I'm an expert at the Philippines, but I'm like, I just did not get the vibe that it was Southern Philippines there. So let's take a look at what I found and what I thought, and then what my opponent also found and thought. All right, so spin around. I'm like looking at the car, I'm looking at the vibes of like the vegetation and everything. Looking at the trees, at the back of the car perhaps. Kind of like the palms maybe. The language on the sign, which I can't really like tell what language it is. How was I so sure it's Philippines here? I'm like not sure now in the review. But something in me must have told me it was like Philippines. Like maybe the ancestors were just like calling to me. Sometimes low key I just be like, the ancestors are calling to me, I gotta guess Philippines. Okay, I think it was this tobacco Marlboro sign on the left that for sure made me think Philippines. I feel like that's just like really common in the Philippines. Like signs, well, like first of all, like in English, but like that specific like brand. And then yeah, I initially was in the middle, which I think might have potentially saved me there, or might not have. But then I moved further north. Don't know why we were further south. That is okay. Just gonna see what my opponent thought, and we'll move on to the next duel. Okay, they also going in a similar direction that I did. Going down the road. Going really quickly. I think I need to learn how to move better in moving duels. I feel like I don't move well, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not moving fast. But I'm always scared that moving is gonna, like, submit a guess for me. So I feel like I've never, like, attempted to try, like, you know, the really fast moving. So I just go really slowly. But that's probably something I should add to the list, like the top of my things to work on list. Okay, they got to the sign way before I did. They plunked it, yeah, just in, like, Southern Philippines. So better region guess by them there. And scale issue by me. All right, last but not least for today, we've got our 10th duel. So round 1, Spain region guessing. Yep, for sure need to add that to the list. Round 2, ooh, let's take a look at this. I got that it was Malaysia, I think from these like oil palms, but I think for some reason I thought it was like Sabah or Sarawak and not mainland. So what did I find here? Or what did I not find here? That is the question. Yeah, these palms just scream like Malaysia to me. I know that they can be found in mainland and like on Sabah and Sarawak, but okay, we're moving down the road, black back of the car, a little bit of a red light, red dirt. Did I just kind of like give up and not find information and just like go in Sarawak, I think? I think that's what's happening here. Oh no, my opponent guessed first, okay. Yep, looking at the license plates, black and white blurs, seeing the oil palms just made me think Sarawak. Didn't find anything that indicated mainland Malay to me, but maybe I need to relearn Malaysia region guessing. Gonna look at what my opponent thought here. Okay, they're moving down the road, moving quite quickly. Ooh, the black and white on the pole, okay. That is something that I didn't see. I saw Barenti, okay, didn't see any of this information. So I think they just moved a lot closer to me. Oh, and the black sticker on the pole. Okay, well, that black sticker on the poles will tell you it's mainland Malaysia, so that's information that I did not find. So definitely need to add that faster moving potentially skill to my things I need to work on list for moving duels, because I did not find that information. And I think with more time I could have, but they got there really quickly. So that's hats off to them. All right, round 3, Spain again. Wow, I got Spain so much in this duel. Round 4, it was really northern Sweden. but they were closer in Finland, so they were wrong country, but better guess. But that's happened to me before where I guessed the wrong country, but I'm closer, so, you know, we'll just take those. We'll take those L's. It's okay. Round 5, I guess in Italy. Maybe I just need to play a map of just, like, Sardinia so I get, like, the vibes of, like, the area right. Round 6, Brazil region guessing. Definitely needs work. And round 7, ooh, let me go Sayara here. Let me see. Because I'm like, I know Sayara street lamps are a thing, but I wonder if that is what I saw here. I'm like, normally I'm just kind of guessing more near like Mato Grosso or something, but okay, we see the Brazil poles, the red dirt. Going down the road, going down the road. Going down the road, going down the road. Ooh, big sign. Big sign. Ooh, .ce or -ce. That's what did it for me. Yeah, I think I love that Brazil has like a lot of signage with like the 2-letter code of like the state or region. And whenever I find that, I'm like, I'm insta-sending it there. But the -ce at the end of that sign is definitely what made me think Sayara here. Because if we see from the zoomed out level, well, hold on. We can't really see now because like my guess is over it. But the Sayara, the 2-letter code for that region is CE here. So that is going to be it for today. Thank you so much for taking the time with me to review my past 10 duels in Geoguessr, all moving duels. Here is a list on the screen of the things that I need to work on the most from my analysis of my past 10 duels. But of course, if you have, I'm like putting my hands here, but it's going to be covering half the screen, I think, just at the end. But if you have any other metas or things that I should learn to better improve my moving duel skills, let me know down in the comments below. This is just a short list of some of the things I know I need to work on to improve my game. So thank you so much again for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to French Vanilla and have a great day.